Davis program. My major is biomedical science. So right now I'm just going to give you guys a brief history on CCNY. So the City College of New York was created in 1847 by Townsend Harris. The school was not originally known as the City College, and our location was downtown originally. It was known as the Free Academy. It was an all-male institution, but then we moved uptown to Harlem, and we became City College, and then we allowed women to attend the school. As you can see, most of the architecture here is very like old, Gothic chic. George Post won the competition to kind of decorate the school or like make the architecture for the school, and we've had this ever since. This is also a national landmark, which means that the school is not able to tear down any buildings or anything like that without authority from higher ups. That building we just exited out of, that was the Howard E. Wiley Administration Building. If you decide to come to the school, this is where you'll find financial aid, bursar, registrar, admissions. Those are the people that are going to help you with any questions you might have about like maybe scholarships, money, AP credits, anything like that. So yeah, right now we're just going to head over to the second destination on our tour.
Guys, can follow us. This elevator is a lot bigger than the other one. This sliding.
No.
Yeah.
Thank you.
In this building, you'll find the music, the media, and the communication arts. So if you're interested in any of those majors, they're held in this building here. We walked through the first floor hall where you guys might have peeked into a few classrooms. A lot of the classrooms in this building tend to hold 25 to 35 students with one professor. We do have lecture halls in a few of the other buildings, but for this building, most of the classes tend to be a little smaller. Yeah, any questions about anything while we wait?
Do they have like graphic designs here too?
Oh, it is open. You guys can come up the stairs. I'm not sure where the graphic designs is. It might be in the arts building, which is on the quad.
Okay.
Thank you.
It's pretty. Wow. Look at that.
I believe we have some from Yale, from Dartmouth, the University of Chicago, and you can see their emblems kind of towards the bottom of the windows. It's a very beautiful space that we hold a lot of great events in. Just last week we had the jobs and internship fair, which essentially is a fair that different jobs come to kind of scout and speak to students and see if people are interested in positions for their companies. And students also go to find internships and things of interest like that. So it's a really great event that we hold in here. Any questions about anything? Another thing I want to mention is that we've also had a lot of great speakers in here, from FDR to Eleanor Roosevelt to Albert Einstein as well. So it's a very important space to City College that we have utilized very often. All right. So welcome to Lincoln's Corridor. It's also referred to as President's Hall because it has all the murals of the former CCNY presidents, and that's just to honor all the work that they've done. It is one of the 5 originals in all of the country, and it was actually used to sculpt him into Mount Rushmore. If you guys can notice, his nose is a little bit discolored. That is because usually most campuses have a statue that students like to rub for good luck before exams or events, and Lincoln's bust is that for us. We also have George Washington. You can see that his boot is a bit discolored. Students sometimes like to rub that for good luck as well. Behind that we have the music library. It's one of 7 specialized libraries that we have here on campus. This one is a little smaller than our bigger generalized library, which you guys will see later on in the tour. It's 2 floors. There are also private studios for music students that work in this building to use. science study if that's something you're looking for. Any questions about anything?
Engineering. It's one of the 3 specialized schools we have here at CCNY. All the specialized schools kind of do have their own mode of getting in. So if you're interested in the girls' school, you can go on their website. They have more information. Once you get into CCNY, it doesn't mean you got into a specialized school. Like I said, they have their own applications, own things, stuff like that. And we also don't go inside them for the tours. If you want to book a tour, you can go on their website. So right now, I'm just going to bring it back to the quad. So this building right here, this is the High School of Math, Science, and Engineering. It used to be CCNY's chemistry building, but it's now utilized for the specialized technical high school. We have a very amiable relationship with the high schoolers. They're very friendly. We share a few of our amenities with them, such as our cafeteria, because they don't have one in their building, and also they're allowed to use our gym, but most times you don't really see them. Right now, I think they're like at a school, but besides that, like I said, very friendly relationship. Next, we have Compton Gothels. Compton Gothels is 2 buildings turned into one. As you can see, I don't know if you can see, but the first building is a bit darker. That's Gothels. The second one is Compton. Those buildings are kind of used for like art classes. I took a ceramic class in there. They also have an art gallery to showcase all of CCNY students' work. Also digital design, things like that. Next, we have our second specialized school. That's the CUNY School of Medicine, home to the Sophie Davis program and the PA program. The Sophie Davis program is basically a 7-year BSMD program where you get your undergraduate biomedical science degree in 3 years, and then you are automatically in med school for another 4 years, and then you graduate. The PA program is a 3-year PA program that it's basically like a graduate program you go to after you get an undergraduate degree. Like I said, specialized program. Next, they have their own ways. We have Wingate Hall. Wingate Hall is like the fitness center of CCNY. That's where you can find our gym. It is also in the class line, the office of the military. So if you are transitioning from the military to college, or maybe from college to the military, they help you make your transition smoother. One more thing about the gym is open 5 days a week, from around 8 to around 8. So it's very nice for students to utilize. All students, staff, faculty are able to use it. So that's it for the quad. Right now we're just going to be heading over to our next destination.
The North Academic Center, also known as the NAC. It is the largest building on North Campus, spanning around 3 city blocks. So we have over 2,000 computer labs, lecture halls, meeting rooms, classrooms, stuff like that. And also because it is our biggest building, a lot of our clubs are found here, as well as our offices, such as the Career Development Office, which helps with things like creating resumes and finding internships. We have the One Stop, which is a newer addition, and they basically just help you with any general questions you might have. All the way over there, we have the Loaner Station, which if you can go to them if you need it, they vice loan to you. So also here we have two libraries. I'm not sure if it was mentioned before, but each of the academic buildings has its own specialized library. In the Shepherd, it was the music library. Compton Gothel has a theater and arts library. And the specialized library here is the Dominican Institute, which is dedicated to documenting the Dominican experience here in the U.S. And also our other library is the Cohen Library, which is our generalized library, and it is the one that I will be taking you to right now. It is the largest library in CUNY, actually, with over 1 million books. We have 5 floors, so we have floors dedicated to books. We also have an archive section and an interlibrary loaner service, which basically means that you do not only have access to the books in CCNY, but all of them. However, as you can see, there's like an area for 2 people, so if all the other ones are occupied, you might have to share with someone else. Yeah. And also, as we go around the rest of the lab, you will see a charging station. We have that all over the campus for those with 3 different types of ports, so those who need to charge their devices. So if you follow me.
We do have a CUNY First card where you can deposit money to save on sales tax in the cafeteria, the vending machines, and all the cafes on campus, which we walk through the rotunda. We have a cafe there. We have them in most of the buildings, so finding food around campus is not too hard. We also have a lot of eateries around campus, so a lot of students prefer to go out and eat at restaurants around campus, so that's also an option as well. Any questions about any of that? All right, so we're going to walk to the science building. That's all the library. Oh, the printing? I'm actually not sure about the printing. Does your school have a policy about that? Yeah, like how many? Into the science building, I wanted to point out our campus buses while they're still here. We have campus buses every day from Monday to Friday from 6 a.m. to 11 p.m. They go from 145th Street to 125th Street to the A, B, C, and D trains. We have a lot of hills around campus, so the campus bus is a really great resource to use. Any questions? Okay, so yes? No, they're completely free to student and faculty. This building also houses our athletics department, which is what we just walked through. It's known as Beaver Street, which is our mascot. There you'll find all the coaches and the heads of the athletics department, so if you're ever interested in joining any of those, you'll find them down that hall. Down these doors, we have our gymnasium. As we mentioned earlier, it is one of the spaces we share with the high school students. You see them occasionally, but the majority of the time it is CCNY students. We have both a basketball and a volleyball court. We've also recently renovated our pool, which we will see later on in the tour. Behind you, we have our Hall of Fame, and that just has plaques to honor all of the former athletes of CCNY who have done exceptionally in their sport. We also have the Student Health Service Center here, which is behind me over there. We have a registered nurse that is completely confidential and completely free to students. They're great for immunizations and for over-the-counter medications. If you have a headache or something like that, the registered nurse is here. We also have a counseling service, so if you ever need to talk to someone about your mental health, that is also in the same area. It's around 100 to 200 students. We do have bigger lecture halls in the NAC, which is the building we just came from. One thing to know about lectures is that you tend to have a professor and a TA. A teaching assistant usually tends to be a master's student who has excelled in whatever field or whatever course that the professor is teaching. They're responsible for holding recitations or labs, which are basically smaller groups of the lecture hall that need to kind of go over what was taught, to do exams, to do labs. It's really great to have a good relationship with your TA because they're responsible for all the grading. They're responsible to answer any of your questions that you have during the lecture, which the professor usually can't get to. Professors do offer office hours, which you should take advantage of, but sometimes tend to be inconvenient, so your TA is a really great resource you should use. So in this lecture hall, you guys can see the podium in the front has a microphone. That's just that is so that the professor can be heard regardless of where you're seated in the lecture hall, whether the back or the front. Some professors do prefer using the chalkboard, but most do use projections, and those are also shown on the TV screens towards the back of the classroom. So regardless of where you're seated, you will be able to see what the professor is projecting. It is accredited, so it's a 5-year program instead of 4. I don't know much about this building, so I'm not read it off, but we have 33 studios, a computer lab, a 3D print lab, an atrium gallery. There's also a cafe and a student lounge, which you'll find in all the buildings, including
building on this side of campus. This area is basically like the performance center of CCNY. It's a place where students are allowed to put on production shows if they want to host a TED talk, maybe something like that. It's a space for students to utilize and let their like creative activities flow. We also have many guest speakers that come to Aaron Davis Hall to speak. So if anybody's ever interested in that, they do have their own website. You can go look at it. Maybe see who's on schedule for this week and come. Maybe if you want to watch a free show. If you also put on shows here, you are allowed to sell tickets to the student body of CCNY and anybody else. So people who come to the show, maybe raise money, anything like that. So yeah, we're just gonna move on to the next part of the tour.
So we do have ACE. It's modeled after ASAP.
Okay.
Yes.
So it's like they pay for books.
It's similar to the ASAP, is what she told me. So
Okay.
it's, yeah. But we call it ACE, and it's modeled after ASAP.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I can apply right away when they accept me into this school.
Yeah, I believe it's the same as applying to FAFSA and SAP.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. On as well, such as graduation during the spring. We also hold Lavender Fest, which is kind of a carnival event that they do for students after finals to help them relax after the stress of all of that. Another thing to note about this campus is that it is open to the public, so you'll see a lot of people walking their dogs. You'll also see people with their kids after school and during the weekends. A lot of people like to picnic on the grass, so you kind of just want to be aware of it.
And it's basically on a rolling basis. You apply to it, you get it. As long as all of the rooms are not sold out. There's 4 separate room options, all of them ranging from around $13,000 to around $21,000 a year. They have 2 types of leases: academic lease, and then you guys know the other one? Academic and
Full year.
oh yeah, full year.